Welcome back, everyone. It's not your fault. This is Jeff talking to you from my office studio today. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Wanted to guys talk to you about the drunk or the after hours text we get from our loved ones sometimes that we don't know how to handle. But before we get into that, like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that stuff here, all that stuff down here. If you would please do all that, I appreciate it. What do we do when we get a text or a phone call from our loved one when they're intoxicated or under the influence? We've all gotten them. They make your chest get tight. It increases your heart rate. You begin to sweat when you get it because we've all seen the movie. We know how it's going to end. How it's going to end was with us having a broken heart or being upset or being worried. So here are some steps you can take to how do you react to when you get that text from your loved one who you know is not sober, and or the text or the phone call, or they may use a back door. They may actually call a relative and have the relative call you, which we've all seen happen as well because they know we won't take their phone call. So they use a back door and they try use one of our relatives or something like that or a friend. So step one, the most obvious way to handle this is you get that drunk text or call or voice message in the middle of the night. Your loved one is don't answer. Simply don't answer. Okay. You are not obligated to always be there with the lifeline. Okay. You don't want to engage with drunk addiction ever. You're not equipped. Okay. You can't reason with drunk addiction. You can't communicate with addiction. It's one of those situations where the best advice I can give you is don't engage. Don't engage. Don't answer. Don't call back. Don't retext. Okay. Myra, right? So what if you're not there yet? What if you just feel like you have to answer that phone call? Well, you may be not to the point yet where you can just go ahead and say no. So another way of handling it is hold your boundaries. Keep your boundaries where they are. Keep your boundaries up, strong, reinforced. Again, the whole idea behind addictions reaching out is to try and move those boundaries closer. Okay, they're trying to get you to capitulate and to acquiesce to their wants and needs. They want you to let them back in, lend them money, help them, give them what they want. Okay, that's the whole idea of addiction, manipulating your loved one to get what they want. And what they want is help, quote unquote. Okay. So if you do get the phone call and you decide you want to answer the phone call or respond to the text, you have the right to say no. Okay. No is a conversation. No is a sentence, period. If they say, can we talk about it? You say, we just did. The answer is no. But I want to talk about it. Well, we just did. Again, guys, you have the right to say no. You don't have to be drawn down into the trap of, I want this, therefore I have to somehow bow down to what they want. You're in control of you. They're not in control of you. All right. So first step is don't answer. Second answer, if you want to go ahead and engage, you can engage with a flat no. Hold your boundaries. Okay. If you get the phone call from a relative that they tried to use the back door and went around you, use the end around and gone, and they call Aunt Sally up in New York. Okay. And Aunt Sally calls you and says, oh, Alyssa called me and said this, that, and the other thing. And I can't believe that you won't help her out. Take a deep breath. Okay. Be proactive here. Aunt Sally doesn't know the whole situation. Okay. She doesn't know what you've been going through. All she knows is what she was told. Okay. So give her some grace. Give these people some latitude here. Don't come down on them. Don't get angry with them. Remember what you're dealing with here. Somebody who's green to this whole situation. You've seen the movie. You know how it's going to end. You've been doing this for a long time. They just got involved in it. They don't know how cunning and powerful addiction can be and how they can manipulate everything. So how do you handle that when the relative calls you? Well, it's easy. Say, I really appreciate you reaching out to me. It really shows a lot how much you care about blank. But just want to give you some some updates of what I've been going through in the situation, so you get the whole picture. Okay. Let them know that you use Al-Anon as one of your tools. Let them know the situation you've been going through. Okay. The whole point of this, of them reaching out to the relative, is you wouldn't give them what they wanted. So if they can somehow play on the mercies and compassions and the weaknesses of other people to try and get you to capitulate, that's what they're going to do. Okay. So be tactful, be kind, give grace, and let them know the whole situation. Say, listen, I don't want you to take this personally, but you don't really know what you're dealing with. I do. Okay. And just let them know what the situation is. Okay. You don't have to be too in depth about it, but at the same time, I wouldn't skip anything either. I wouldn't. I'd maybe leave all the dirty details, but at the same time, you can give somebody the overview, okay, without getting too personal, right? But here's a real important point: if you do get the phone call from a relative or a friend or something like that, or the backdoor phone call, don't take it personal. Okay, don't feel like, oh, they're accusing me of being a bad mother, father, sister, brother, etc. Right? Don't take it personal. They don't know what's going on. You have to understand all they know about the situation, what they were told by a addictive, riddled loved one. All right. Give the grace they deserve. Let them know what's going on. Don't take it personal, and just understand the fact that these are addictions using your other loved one to manipulate you. Okay, that's the whole point. They're trying to get the other loved one to call you, try and get what they want. How could you not call your daughter back? How could you not give her money? I can't believe you would do all these things. She said you did this. She said you do that. And question mark. I mean, what are you going to do? All that may be true, but you don't know why. Maybe tell them. I don't know if it's none of your business. Go to hell is a good option. I don't know your situation with that relative. That sounds like it'd be more of a personal thing where you're taking it personally. Again, just walk them through the situation, let them know what's going on, and we can kind of just leave it at that. All right. If they truly want to get involved in helping that person get better, what's the answer? Keandra, Anthony, Myra, what's the answer? Right. Leave it alone. Tell them to leave it alone. All right. Because we are not equipped. We are not skilled enough. We are not on the same level with addiction. Okay. We can't fence with it. We can't parry with it. And therefore we shouldn't try. All right. What we can do is pray for them. Pray. That's all we can do. So pray and give it over to God, and hopefully your loved one will find the sobriety they need. That can only be found by giving it over to God. So if your loved one calls you and says, what happened with this person, let them know the situation and ask you to pray for them. You can ask them to pray with you, and maybe they should probably go to an Al-Anon class with you. How about that? Or tune into these amazing videos. Keep coming back to works if you work. Let it begin with you. And by all means, say a prayer for the prayerless. Say a prayer for all those people out there no one prays for. There are so many people in this world that no one ever lowers their head for and says a prayer for. Say a prayer for those people, because they deserve prayers as everyone else does, right? All right, guys, I appreciate you.